Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is TheSparrowsJourney, and this is The Division. I am going to show you a little bit of PvP action in a dark zone. Where else could it be, right? And I'm going to show you a little bit of Manhunt gameplay. Now, I'm hoping at this point that you have seen my other video about the dark zone that I released on my YouTube channel, so I'm not going to go over that again. But in a very short story, Manhunt is that state in which you get if you keep killing people consistently. I'm talking about real players in the world. You first get into rogue mode, and after that, after a few levels and after keep killing people, you get into a manhunt, meaning that your head is on the bounty and everyone should see you on the map at that point, and they will get a lot of credits if they kill you. My purpose with this video is not only I could simply show you what went down with my manhunt run. I want to make it more substantial to the point where I want to discuss manhunt and, before the game release, the future of rogues in manhunt state. It's very hard to survive as a manhunt, and I'll tell you right now, because I know there will be a lot of people in the comment section saying, "Hey, you use that cheap tactics." Look, I have joined completely randomly this group of guys. Apparently they were friends, they only needed one more guy, and I joined them. So I pretty much followed their orders, and I followed what they wanted to do, many times not doing what I really wanted to do. So the way we survived the manhunt was to bunker in a certain corner of the map, and if I'm not mistaken, it's up in the northeast, a little bit to the center area where the safe house is located. And in that point, you probably already know about this cheap tactic, but if you get over and beyond the zone that you are not supposed to be at because it was locked for the beta, you get automatically teleported after a few seconds to the safe house, meaning that if you are in a manhunt state, if you get teleported, you will still be in that manhunt state in the safe house. So you can just chill out over there, taking your own time, and get the credits, the DZ credits, DZ funds that you get from successfully surviving a manhunt. You need to do it for about 5 minutes, and each single time you kill someone, that timer gets refreshed. So I'm wondering, right now, I know the map will be bigger and you will have more room to run from people, you will have more places to hide and whatnot, but what is even hiding in the Division? Because if you are a rogue, especially in the manhunt, everyone can see you, even with a wall separating you two. You can see rogues in your radar. What is the future of manhunting? What is the future of rogues in the game? There is a very small chance that you will be successful as a rogue on your own. And I think there's even a lesser chance of surviving as a rogue or in a manhunt as a group. People see those 4 yellow marked skulls in the map and they go straight for it. This is the current problem for me in rogues in the Division. I love going rogue. I love that excitement and that risk. Not to mention that you lose a lot of DZ credits, a lot of DZ funds if you die as a rogue. Although, okay, if you win and if you survive that long time, you get a huge reward, something like 700 DZ funds, and that's awesome. You need to survive for about 5 minutes, but the problem is every single time you kill someone, even in self-defense, you will refresh that timer. My conclusion is the developers want you to form a good group and survive every single attempt that other players throw at you, and you need at that point to rule the server, be the best group of the server, so that everyone quits trying to kill you and everything goes, okay, those guys are masters at this game, I am absolutely not going to be successful at trying to kill them, so I'm just going to leave them alone and do my own thing. At that point, I guess the people that are being targeted for manhunt will go like, okay, nobody's attacking us, so we can survive for just 5 minutes over here. And 5 minutes is a long time when you are trying to survive a manhunt, believe me. Now, is that the correct way to do it? It's very, very hard. It's like hard mode, and sometimes it feels overwhelming. Sometimes it doesn't seem even possible to achieve that. You can't control how many people see you around you. You can't control if you're gonna have someone's help or not, if someone's gonna decide to back you up or if they're gonna, on the other way around, try and kill you. There's not stuff like bribing, like imagine if someone is trying to kill you and you decide to give them a few DZ funds so that they don't attack you any longer and they just run away, or even try to help you, I don't know. A squad of 4 people, which is the max that you can have in a manhunt, unless you team up with other squads, that is completely possible, and I like that idea. It's very hard to survive like that because you have 10, 15, 20 other players around you trying to kill you. Adjustments that could be made would be something like not being able to see the rogues as much, not being able to see the people that are targeted for manhunt from a really long distance, or let's imagine that if you don't hit them, or if they don't shoot for about 1 minute, for instance, they stop being tracked on the map. You could make it so that, for instance, I think I would rather prefer this, to be honest, just not have a timer refreshing when they kill someone. Another way to do it could be something like increase the timer to 7, 8 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes, and not just have it refresh every single time they kill someone. Because at some point, you might decide you want to stop with the murdering, with the slaughter, and you want to survive and get your bounty. Your objective was reached. You got to that role, you got to that point, that level, and from now on, you just want to stop and get the bounty. But you cannot stop yourself from killing someone if someone is trying to kill you. It's called self-defense, and I do understand that you are still a bad guy when you reach that point in the manhunt. But come on, give the guy a chance. If people keep constantly trying to kill you and you need to protect yourself, the manhunt is never gonna finish. The manhunt is never gonna end. How are you supposed to do things? I have no idea, and I can only wonder when the game is actually released. I guess it's only in that time that we are gonna figure out if manhunt is something that is achievable or not. To their credit, I'll say that 700 DZ funds, it's something like 1/3 or even a half of a very, very high-end good item in the stores that you can buy with your DZ funds. Being on a manhunt and getting the bounty yourself, getting the rewards from surviving such a long time as a manhunt, needs to be very difficult. But right now, it seems almost as an occasional thing that happens only when you have certain conditions. Imagine that in a server, people keep chasing you when you reach manhunt state. But in another server, there might be less people. There might be people that are not so much concerned about players that go rogue, but more about getting their own stuff and extract it. In those occasions, those servers will benefit the Manhunters guys more. We did 2 attempts to get Manhunt, and in 2 different positions. The first one was in that place that I already explained. The second one was in that extraction point that everybody knows. Come on, everyone was using that spot at some point. It was up in the building where you could get with a rope, and it had a back entrance as well that only smart people could get into. So basically my job over there was to protect the back, people that would try to come in from the back, while there were 2 guys at the front protecting that entrance as well. So we did this as a 3-man. And a very, very funny thing that happened is I got down in that defeated state in which everyone can kill you. And then I went down from the rope, I fell down from the building, I still survived that. And the timer for the beta teleportation thingy ended, teleporting me to the safe house even though I was in a defeated state, which ended up giving me 700 DZ funds from that. That was very fun, and I wanted to show you that specifically. But in the end, I want you guys to discuss about this and to tell me what are your thoughts. How do you predict the manhunt will go? How do you predict the rogue state will go? How much would you consider going rogue all by yourself? Because I've done that and I had huge amounts of fun, but most of the time I had to do it in the subway and on the tube so that people wouldn't get to me that fast, because the first reaction someone has as a good agent in the world, in the division, I also get that, is when you see a rogue, you go straight to it and you try to kill it. Because it's fast, easy, DZ funds, and you feel that calling as a hero to kill the bad guy. Some people might not have that, I guess most do. Do you consider that the risks are worth it? The hassle is worth it? Because there's something that needs to be spoken about as well. Reputation. when you are playing consistently on the same server for 2 or 3 hours, if you keep going rogue and taking bad actions, people are starting to notice, and every single time you try to do something bad, they will probably chase you to the end of the world. I've seen personal fights in that game already. So these are my thoughts, and these are my 2 attempts being in a manhunt, successfully done, but with a cheating tactic, I admit. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and this healthy discussion I want to have with you. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you have enjoyed this video. There will be more The Division for sure in the future, a couple of Dark Zones PvP encounters, and when the game is actually released, a lot more to talk about it. I will be here, and I hope you will be here as well.